Imagine you're standing in a long line at the grocery store, and the person in front of you is taking forever. You feel the tension rising in your chest, and the irritation starts to boil over. We've all been there. Those moments when the smallest things can set us off, making it hard to keep our cool. But what if I told you that situations like these don't have to ruin your day? In fact, you can learn to handle them with grace and calmness, no matter what life throws at you. In this video, we'll explore the time-tested wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy that has empowered people for centuries to master their emotions and find peace amidst chaos. By the time you finish watching, you'll have practical tools to turn everyday annoyances into opportunities for growth, and you'll be on your way to achieving a level of inner serenity you never thought possible. So, stick around until the end and hit that subscribe button, because after this, you'll discover how to navigate life's challenges without ever getting angry again. Let's dive in. Lesson 1. Recognize anger as a natural emotion. We've all felt the heat of anger rising within us. It's an emotion that's as natural as breathing. Whether it's a driver cutting us off on the road, a coworker taking credit for our work, or even a friend who lets us down, anger can flare up in an instant. It's a part of being human. But while anger is a natural response to frustrating situations, the way we handle it can make all the difference. Stoicism teaches us that although we can't control the things that trigger our anger, we do have the power to control our reaction. Think about it. When something doesn't go your way, your first instinct might be to lash out, yell, or even just stew in your frustration. But what if, instead of letting anger take over, you took a moment to pause? What if you asked yourself, why am I reacting this way? According to Stoic philosophers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, the emotions we feel, anger included, don't come from the events themselves, but from our judgments about those events. For example, if someone criticizes your work, you might feel angry because you interpret their words as an attack on your abilities. But if you step back and consider that their criticism might be coming from a place of wanting to help, or perhaps from their own frustrations, your anger could begin to dissipate. By recognizing that our anger is tied to how we perceive a situation, we give ourselves the power to change our reaction. Instead of letting anger control us, we can use it as an opportunity to grow. Every time anger arises, it's a chance to examine our thoughts and beliefs, to understand what's really bothering us, and to respond in a way that aligns with our values. This shift in perspective can transform anger from a destructive force into a tool for personal growth and empathy. Rather than seeing anger as something that controls us, we can start to see it as a signal, a sign that there's something deeper at play that we need to address. By mastering this understanding, we can approach life's challenges with a calm mind and a steady heart, turning moments of frustration into opportunities for positive change. Lesson 2. Focus on what you can control. Imagine you're working on a group project, and despite your best efforts, one of your teammates isn't contributing as much as they should. It's frustrating, right? Your first instinct might be to get angry or feel stressed about the situation. But here's where Stoicism offers a powerful perspective. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. In this scenario, you can't control your teammates' actions. Trying to change someone else's behavior is often like trying to change the weather. Impossible and exhausting. However, what you can control is how you respond to the situation. Instead of letting anger take over, you could channel your energy into something more productive. Perhaps you take the lead on the project, finding ways to cover the gaps left by your teammate. Or maybe you approach them with a calm and constructive conversation about the situation. By focusing on your actions and mindset, you're not only reducing your own stress, but also setting an example of resilience and leadership. This shift in focus, from what you can't control to what you can, empowers you to handle challenges more effectively. It's not about suppressing emotions, but about redirecting them in a way that serves you better. When you concentrate on what you can influence, your thoughts, your actions, your reactions, you become more resilient, less stressed, and better equipped to face whatever life throws your way. This is the essence of Stoicism, and it's a tool you can apply to countless situations in life, big or small. Lesson 3. Practice mindfulness to manage reactions. Imagine a moment when something or someone triggers your anger. A rude comment, a traffic delay, or even a misunderstanding with a loved one. In that instant, the heat of the moment can make it hard to think clearly, and we often react without much thought. But what if you could insert a pause before that reaction? This is where the practice of mindfulness comes into play. Mindfulness is like having an internal stop button. It's about being fully present in the moment and observing your thoughts and emotions without immediately acting on them. For example, the next time you feel your anger rising, instead of lashing out or shutting down, take a deep breath. Focus on your breath as it flows in and out. This simple act of paying attention to your breathing can create just enough space between the trigger and your response. In that space, you have a choice. Instead of reacting with anger, you can choose to respond in a way that reflects your true self, a calmer, more composed version of you. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings. It means acknowledging them without letting them control you. Incorporating mindfulness into your daily life doesn't require hours of meditation. It can be as simple as taking a moment each day to focus on your breath, especially when you feel stressed or upset. Over time, this practice can change how you respond to challenges, helping you stay calm even in the most frustrating situations. By practicing mindfulness, you're not just managing your reactions, you're taking control of them. This shift can transform your relationships, your work, and your overall well-being. It's a powerful tool that helps you live in alignment with your values, even when emotions run high. Lesson 4. Embrace impermanence. Life is full of ups and downs, and one thing we often forget is that nothing lasts forever, not even our emotions. This idea of impermanence is a key lesson in Stoicism. Think about it. The anger you feel in the heat of the moment may seem overwhelming, but just like every other emotion, it will pass. By understanding that emotions are temporary, you can start to live more in the present, letting go of the worries of the past or fears about the future. Imagine getting caught up in a heated argument. In that moment, it feels like the anger will never go away. But if you take a step back and remind yourself that this feeling is just a passing cloud, it becomes easier to handle. You can even begin to appreciate your experiences more, knowing that they're fleeting. Start practicing this by simply noticing how your emotions change throughout the day. You might wake up feeling stressed, but by lunchtime, that feeling has already shifted. By recognizing how quickly emotions can change, you'll find it easier to manage your reactions, face life's challenges with more grace, and reduce the frustration that comes with difficult situations. Lesson 5. Understand the root causes of emotions. Our emotions often feel like they come out of nowhere, but in reality, they're closely tied to our perceptions of the world around us. Stoicism encourages us to take a closer look at these perceptions to uncover the beliefs that trigger our emotions. This approach helps us not just react to our feelings, but truly understand where they come from. Imagine you're in a meeting, sharing an idea you're excited about, and suddenly someone interrupts you. Instantly, you feel a surge of anger. It's easy to assume that the interruption is the sole cause of your anger, but Stoicism asks us to dig deeper. Why does this make you angry? Perhaps it's because you feel disrespected, or maybe you believe that being interrupted means your ideas aren't valued. By asking yourself these questions, you start to uncover the root cause of your emotions. Once you understand these underlying beliefs, you can begin to challenge them. Maybe you'll realize that the person interrupting you wasn't being disrespectful at all. They might just be enthusiastic or unaware of the impact of their actions. This new perspective can change how you feel in the moment, reducing the intensity of your anger and helping you respond more calmly. This kind of self-examination isn't something that happens overnight, but it's a skill you can build over time. One effective way to practice is through journaling. After an emotional experience, write down what happened and how it made you feel. Then, try to identify the beliefs that triggered your emotions. You could also talk through your feelings with a trusted friend, gaining new insights from their perspective. As you continue to reflect on your emotions, you'll start to build emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize and understand your own feelings, as well as the feelings of others. This process makes you more resilient, better able to handle life's ups and downs without being overwhelmed by negative emotions. Lesson 6. Cultivate patience. Patience is often misunderstood as simply the ability to wait, but it's much more about how we handle ourselves during those times of waiting. Stoicism teaches us that delays, obstacles, and disruptions aren't just annoyances. They're valuable opportunities to practice patience and develop inner strength. Picture yourself stuck in a long line at the grocery store. Your day has been busy, and all you want to do is get home. The line isn't moving as quickly as you'd like, and you can feel that familiar sense of impatience bubbling up. In moments like this, it's easy to let frustration take over, but Stoicism offers a different approach. Instead of seeing the delay as just an inconvenience, view it as a chance to practice patience. Adjust your mindset by recognizing that waiting is simply a part of life. Everyone has to deal with it, and it's something you can't control. But what you can control is your reaction. By shifting your perspective, you start to see this moment not as wasted time, but as an opportunity to strengthen your patience. To make this easier, try incorporating mindfulness into these moments. When you notice impatience creeping in, take a deep breath and focus on your surroundings. Notice the people around you, the sounds in the air, or the feel of your breath. This simple act of mindfulness can help you stay grounded and calm, turning a frustrating situation into a moment of peace and reflection. Practicing patience in these small, everyday situations can have a big impact on how you handle larger challenges in life. Over time, you'll find that you're more capable of staying calm and collected, even when things don't go as planned. This shift not only reduces stress, but also helps you grow stronger and more resilient, ready to face whatever life throws your way. Lesson 7. Embrace forgiveness. Forgiveness is often misunderstood as letting someone off the hook for their wrongdoings, but in Stoic philosophy, it's more about liberating yourself from the heavy emotional baggage that comes with holding on to grudges. When you hold on to anger or resentment, it's like carrying a weight that drains your emotional energy and peace of mind. Forgiveness, in this sense, is about taking back control of your emotions and choosing not to let someone else's actions disrupt your inner calm. Imagine a situation where a close friend let you down. Maybe they didn't show up when you needed them most. It's natural to feel hurt and even angry. These feelings are valid, but holding on to them can start to affect your belling onto them can start to affect your well-being. Every time you think about what happened, you might feel that anger rise again, and it can cloud your thoughts and affect your day-to-day interactions. Now, consider what would happen if you chose to forgive. This doesn't mean you're saying what they did was okay, but rather that you're deciding not to let their actions continue to hurt you. You acknowledge that everyone, including yourself, makes mistakes. This recognition can be the first step toward forgiveness. Start by reflecting on your own experiences. Think about times when you've made mistakes and how you felt. Understanding that no one is perfect helps create a sense of empathy, making it easier to let go of the resentment. As you practice this, you begin to see that forgiveness isn't just a one-time decision. It's a process. Each time you feel that anger resurface, remind yourself of your choice to forgive. With each step, you'll notice that the weight of the grudge gets lighter. By embracing forgiveness, you're not just doing a favor for the person who wronged you, you're doing it for yourself. You free up emotional energy that can be used for more positive and constructive pursuits. Over time, this practice builds emotional resilience and brings you closer to a state of inner peace. The journey to forgiveness might not be easy, but each small step you take brings you closer to emotional freedom and a more balanced, peaceful life. In conclusion, the journey to mastering anger is not about suppressing emotions, but about understanding and transforming them. By applying the principles of Stoicism, you can take control of your reactions, focus on what you can control, and embrace the impermanence of life. These lessons don't just help you manage anger, they empower you to live a more resilient, peaceful, and fulfilling life. So, the next time you feel anger rising, remember the wisdom of Stoicism and choose a response that aligns with your highest self. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe and join us in exploring more transformative insights.